I don't know about you, but when I'm sitting in traffic, my clutch hand really starts to get fatigued on these 24 and newer Harley-Davidsons. And I don't know if that's because I'm used to a hydraulic clutch or whether it's, I don't know, I'm a wimp. I've got no freaking clue. Wimp or not, I was out at Rick Rack a couple of weeks ago, and while I was there, they let me feel the clutch on the 24 Road Glide that they've got sitting in the showroom that they use as kind of their guinea pig. And the clutch on that was so smooth, so easy to pull. Everything about it was what I've been looking for. So I asked Shane, did he have everything I needed to be able to do the same setup on my bike? The answer was yes. So we're going to put all that stuff on today. What's up? Jim here. Welcome back to J Street Moto. Welcome to the channel if it's your first time. Let me give you a rundown of the parts that I bought. And I've already unboxed them all. I've already put some of them on. This has been I've been working on the bike over the past couple of weeks, just putting stuff on here and there. This video is going to be a little different than some of the other ones I've done, but I am going to take some video while I'm putting the parts on and kind of snap it in and out here when I'm talking about ice cream truck. Yeah, and they're going to park by the pool. Of course. So it's not going to be a traditional video when I'm installing stuff, and it's not going to be an instructional video at all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of the parts I've already put on the bike, tell you what they are, who made them, and just drop in some snips of the video I took when I was installing them. Then I'm going to pull the bike in the garage and rip the exhaust off because I have to do that for one of the parts that I'm putting on. Let me give you a list of everything I'm putting on the bike, or that's going to be on the bike at the end of this kind of like 2 to 3 week period that I've been doing this. We'll start at the top and work our way down. I used the Flo Motorsport adjustable levers. I've replaced the stock grips with Avon Grips. That stuff's already been done. I'll show you. All right, we're going to do the Avon Grips first, and I'm going to start on the clutch side. There you go, one part installed. I'm going to put on the Flo Motorsport adjustable levers. Here are the Avon Grips that I chose. I really like these. They feel really good. They're very comfortable. And then these are the Flo Motorsport adjustable clutch and brake levers. There's the clutch, and over here is the brake. Today I'm going to be in the garage installing the Trask Power Plate to go in the clutch basket. I'm going to be installing the Mueller Power Clutch 2.0. This is what we're going to be installing first. I figure while I've got this open so that I can loosen the clutch cable so that we can do the other side, that I go ahead and install the Trask Power Plate. Yeah, one of the derby covers bolts stripped. I don't know why the hell Harley uses a Torx bit on that cheap ass screw, especially considering how much you got to take it on and off the bike. I don't understand it. That's the dumbest idea on the planet. So now I'm heading to Harley to go buy derby cover bolts. What I need to do is replace them all with ARP. That's what I need to do. For now, I got to go get one that's going to work and going to get me able to put the cover back on after I get it off. Still haven't gotten it off yet. Haven't decided whether I'm going to drill the bolt completely off, take the cover off after I pull the others, and then wrench out the stud that's left, or whether I'm going to swing by Northern Tool and pick up a extractor, because the extractor that I have, it's either too big or too small for what I'm trying to get out, so it doesn't work. Try to do something easy and you can't freaking do it. Picked up some drill bits, picked up an extractor tool because I'm gonna need it to get this shit off of here. So yeah, we had to do some surgery. Stripped a bolt, and this thing worked. And while I was at Harley, I went ahead and picked up 5 new bolts. this is all wrapped up. I'm gonna leave this out for the time being, but I'm gonna put the derby cover back on so that we can put the bike on the kickstand. All right, now what we're gonna be doing is putting the Mueller Power Clutch 2.0, which goes in here, and the Mueller replacement for the adjuster that we have on this side of the clutch cable. That's what we're gonna be doing. First things first, I've gotta take the heat shields off the exhaust. I gotta break the exhaust loose because there are 6 of these bolts and 2 of them are right behind here and you cannot get to them with the exhaust on the bike. I've removed the exhaust, but I've only kind of just set it on the ground. I'm not gonna disengage the O2 sensors and do any of that shit, because all I really need to do is get to these 2. I'm gonna get to those 2 and the rest of these, and I'm gonna be able to pull this cover off. Doing that will let me put on the power clutch, because that's what goes in there. I also have the replacement for this guy over here. So we're gonna be cutting this all off. This is what we're gonna be putting in. The Mueller Power Clutch 2.0. First things first, we have to take the cover off. One of the problems with filming while you're doing any kind of installation is you start to get focused on what you're doing, you know, the actual work, and you lose focus on kind of the filming aspect of it. And in this case, my battery died and I didn't notice it. Because I didn't notice it, I didn't capture any video of me actually taking out the old clutch actuator, is what I'll call it. If you know what the right name for it is, drop it down in the comments. And putting in the new Mueller Power Clutch 2.0. I was trying to figure out whether I wanted to talk to y'all about what went wrong first throughout all of this process. Well, more importantly, all the things I screwed up. Or whether I should talk to you about the difference that what I have done to the bike makes to how it handles and how it performs. Let's start with the first thing that I put on, the Avon Grips and the Flo levers. Let's talk about the Flo levers. I really like the Flo levers. I really do. They're very adjustable, which it takes some time to get them dialed in. It's going to be something you've got to be kind of dialing in while you're riding. Meaning every time you stop at a stoplight, you're going to be, oh, let me bring my brake in a little bit, or let me bring my clutch in a little bit. One of the things that I tested while I was dialing in what position to put my levers at, I used hill assist as the thing that was going to tell me, yes, I've got them dialed in right. Because what I wanted was, I wanted the lever to be pulled in as close to me as it could be while still being able to actuate hill assist. So there is some finagling there that has to go on. But I mean, it's not too much. You go out for one ride, if you're on for, 20 minutes or so, and you're hitting, you're riding around in traffic or riding around in a town where you're starting and stopping a bunch, you can sort the levers out pretty freaking quick. And I do like them. I like the way they feel. They are not as bulky feeling as the stock ones are. Let's talk about how the clutch feels now after I've installed the Mueller Power Clutch 2.0 and the Trask Power Plate. I can tell you that I do notice, especially under load and when I'm really getting on the bike, I do think the Trask Power Plate allows me to get more power from the motor to the rear wheel. I am going to test it. I am going to run that 4th gear pull test after getting this thing set up. I am going to run that test again just to see, did my time stay the same? Did I improve, or did I fall off a little? Let's talk about the Mueller Power Clutch 2.0. There are a couple things it does for you, and they are noticeable from the first moment that you get on the bike. One is, for sure, it reduces the clutch pull. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see over here. It is ridiculous how easy it is to pull this clutch over here now. Seriously, I mean, one finger, and I'm not using a lot of effort. It is insane how much it reduced that. But the thing that really surprised me was how it changed my friction zone. The friction zone on the bike is noticeably different. I'll show you when I get to a stoplight or when I get someplace where I gotta stop. Basically, my clutch engages, if you can see my hand, it starts to engage right there.
I mean, if I had to guess, I'm releasing the clutch lever about that much, and you can feel the friction zone engaging, which means during slow speed maneuvers and stuff that you really need to be able to control the friction zone, your hand's not fully extended working way out here. It's working closer to the bar where it's more comfortable and you have more leverage. It definitely pulls smoother, it pulls way easier, and the friction zone engages at a better time for me. I am extremely pleased with these additions to the motorcycle. I truly am. If you're like me and you're having issues with your clutch hands, you want something that makes it a little more comfortable to ride when you are in traffic, everything that I put on this bike contributed to that and helps it. Do you need the Trask Power Plate if all you're looking to do is get a smoother and easier clutch pull? No, you do not. You don't. I put the Trask Power Plate on mine because I've done work to the motor. I'm putting more horsepower and torque to the clutch basket than what it was from the factory, the stock configuration. So I wanted to go a little more than just stronger springs. Let's talk about what went wrong. Let's talk about what I'm just going to run the list down real quick and you guys can, you know, laugh at it at your leisure. First thing, when I changed the levers, yes, I did lose the snap ring on the clutch side. It popped off, and I was even talking about it when I made the video, and I caught it on video. If I can find that specific section, I'll drop it in right here so you can see it. Pull the snap ring here. I do have snap ring pliers. We're gonna pull that and hopefully we don't send it flying somewhere. And it just went flying. I had a hard time finding that snap ring. That was the bigger pain in the ass, not dropping it, but finding it. What I ended up doing, and I don't know if it would, I've done it in the past, and every time I've done what I'm getting ready to say to you, it has worked. Doesn't mean it'll work 100% of the time, just means every time I've done it, it's worked. I took a similar size piece of metal, in this case, the washer that's on the perch clamp bolt, and I held it about the same height and at about the same rough place where the snap ring popped off the pliers. You know, I'm talking about the washer right there. Dropped it on the floor and watched where it went. Because, I mean, I knew I was dropping it so I could watch it. That washer landed like this far from where the snap ring was. Flash forward a few days to when I, you know, because I did all this stuff over the period of a couple of weeks, and that was mainly a function of the fact that I didn't want the bike down. I wanted to put something on and then go ride. If I've got a Saturday and I want to go ride, I'll take an hour of that Saturday to put a part on and then I'll go ride the rest of the day. Kind of what I've been doing throughout this while I was putting these parts on. Next big thing that happened, when I put the bike up on the jack stand and took the derby cover off so that I could break free the adjustment bolt for the clutch and put on the Trask Power Plate, I stripped the derby cover bolt. Now, in all honesty, last time I did a 3-hole oil change, I seem to recall using the wrong size. I think I grabbed a T25 by accident, and while I was putting the bolts back in, and I think I started stripping that one then, and then when I used the T27 to try and take it off this time, it stripped it. But I mean, I stand by what I said. It's a stupid design for Harley to have Torx bits on a screw like that, because we're taking that thing on and off every 5,000 miles so that we can check the clutch adjustment. In the service manual, it says check the clutch adjustment at every service. I am going to go and buy some ARP bolts and swap them all out so I can put something on there that will last a little longer and won't be so easy to mess up. And all these things that went wrong added time. The derby cover bolt, it took me out of the garage while I could have been doing work. It took me out of the garage running around buying shit for about 2 hours. So I lost 2 hours of work time going around doing that. I have a set of snap ring pliers. I got them off Amazon, and for the small snap rings, like I got them, I literally got them in order to do the levers. The ones I bought have smaller tips for the smaller hold snap rings. The snap ring that's inside that cover on the transmission where you take out that actuator, that snap ring is beefy. The holes in it are large, and the snap ring itself is really thick and really strong. The pliers that I had were able to get the snap ring out. They weren't able to get it back in. So at like the 11th hour, it's like 8:30 in the evening, the closest auto parts store to me closes at 9 o'clock. Like 8:30 in the evening, I'm running over to O'Reilly to see if they have snap ring pliers, because if they don't, I'm done. I can't work on the bike anymore until I can get that tool. Fortunately for me, I got there before they closed. Fortunately for me, they had a set that had at least strong enough tips and big enough tips that I was able to reinstall that snap ring. I'm not a mechanic. I don't do this shit every day. I do enjoy working on my own motorcycle. So a lot of what it takes me to do some of this stuff is learning curve. It's understanding what happens. I did go out yesterday, took the bike out, verifying that everything that I did fixed it, and I didn't break anything. Oh, I got a good spot right here. Nobody's coming, so we can do this. So I want y'all to see this. So here I am. I'm on a flat, relatively flat surface. If I take my hand off the brake, the bike's not moving. I'm going to slowly release my clutch, and I'm going to let you know when it starts to engage, when the friction zone starts to engage. Right there. Right there. I mean, I don't know if you can see that or not. Right there. That's how early the friction zone engages on this. I am extremely pleased with how everything that I installed on the bike is working together to make this bike truly my own and make it handle the way that I want it to handle for the kind of riding that I like to do, for the entire spectrum of the kind of riding that I like to do. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, click the notification bell, share it with your friends. All that stuff is absolutely free to you, and it does help the channel. Always ride safe.
Yeah, ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot. Ah. Asshole.
Really? Peace out, bitches!